Were you surprised that there were so many cameras in his houses?
No!
That he was recording these?
Of course. He is the J. Edgar Hoover of hip-hop.
Now, I'm not going to be defensive. I'm just going to state facts.
Okay.
Jaguar Wright, a prominent figure in the music industry, has reportedly made scene Diddy Combs uneasy by exposing questionable dealings within the hip-hop scene, including details about his private life. Wright, known for her outspoken nature, allegedly cooperated with authorities and provided footage that sheds light on Diddy's dubious activities. Following her revelations, she claimed to have received a threatening message indicating that powerful individuals might be targeting her. In response, Diddy has taken legal action against Wright for disclosing sensitive information.
That's why they do it. To make you an example. To remind you what they're willing to do to keep things the way they want them.
Jaguar Wright has long been a vocal critic of what she describes as the corrupt practices within the music industry, particularly targeting scene Diddy Combs. Her allegations against Diddy date back to his time at Uptown Records, accusing him of exploiting emerging artists and engaging in dangerous practices. Recently, her claims have resurfaced, prompting federal authorities to investigate Diddy's past actions, including alleged deep-seated corruption and exploitation. Wright has also suggested Diddy maintained inappropriate relationships within the industry and may have had a role in the death of Christopher Wallace. Famously known as Notorious Big, these serious accusations have led to increased scrutiny on Diddy, with the potential for significant legal consequences.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive.
Jaguar Wright's crusade against the music industry goes beyond exposing individual wrongdoings. She aims to uncover a pervasive culture of manipulation and power abuse. Her advocacy gained prominence when she supported Cassie following her controversial lawsuit, referencing a significant conversation Cassie had with Kim shortly before her departure, which Jaguar believes sheds light on current events. However, Jaguar's outspokenness, especially her targeting of industry mogul scene Diddy Combs, has put her in considerable personal jeopardy, facing potential dangers and legal battles. Despite these risks, she remains committed to her mission, determined to advocate for change and transparency in an industry riddled with exploitation.
It's wild. They pay big to do damage and procure victims.
Jaguar Wright has labeled scene Diddy Combs as a master manipulator, alleging that he leverages his influence to control aspects of both the personal and professional lives of artists associated with him. According to Wright, Diddy has used his power to silence and blacklist those within his circle, particularly those who might disclose sensitive information. While non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, are common in the industry, Wright claims that Diddy's NDAs are particularly coercive and exceed standard legal practices to protect privacy, as noted by legal experts. She suggests that when Diddy perceives a threat of exposure, he employs even more drastic measures to maintain silence. Wright has consistently spoken out against these practices, highlighting a pattern of intimidation.
I wish I could explain.
Yeah,
but if I explain how I knew, that could hurt some people.
The revelation of parts of scene Diddy Combs' stringent non-disclosure agreements explains why few have come forward with accusations against him. Reportedly, these agreements prohibit speaking about Diddy, his family, or associates for his lifetime plus 20 years, effectively silencing potential whistleblowers. Although Jaguar Wright never worked directly with Diddy, she was close to individuals who purportedly suffered or even lost their lives under suspicious circumstances linked to him, including Tupac, Biggie, and Kim Porter. Wright highlights that the psychological manipulation and division Diddy created among his artists were devastating. During that era, without movements like Me Too for support, many artists bound by Diddy's restrictive NDAs and contracts remained unprotected and stripped of their autonomy.
Been trained under Diddy. He was the hardest person that you can work for, and it was torture. And not the work part of it, but the other stuff.
There's a notable list of artists who have suffered under questionable industry practices, but few have dared to speak out due to restrictive NDAs. Artists like Usher, Justin Bieber, and Mario Day have all subtly hinted at their struggles, but were legally constrained from discussing their experiences openly. Mark Curry, another former artist from Bad Boy Records, candidly expressed that such behavior is within Diddy's character, emphasizing the issues that arise from power combined with arrogance. Despite these allegations, Diddy remains fiercely protective of his reputation. Jaguar Wright, who isn't bound by any agreements with Diddy, has been outspoken about the alleged malpractices, effectively letting all the cats out of the bag. Public support for Wright is evident as fans appreciate her candidness and the accuracy of her past revelations, noting she hasn't faced legal action, which many interpret as a sign of her truthfulness. Despite the backlash, Diddy continues his attempts to intimidate and preserve his image. He is determined to fight for his freedom, employing various strategies to silence critics. Meanwhile, Wright faces increased scrutiny and risks as her disclosures paint a vivid picture of how Diddy's influence could harm the careers and lives of those associated with him.
He thinks he's God.
As Jaguar Wright continues her outspoken criticism and secret cooperation with federal authorities, the repercussions and her safety remain concerning. Diddy faces severe allegations, potentially jeopardizing his position, and while he's likely to resist going down without a fight, his extensive network within the music industry remains intact. Many industry connections, including some who are co-defendants in a lawsuit, have dismissed the accusations as fabrications aimed at financial gain, firmly denying any wrongdoing. Despite these denials, public opinion seems to favor Wright, and additional troubling details about Diddy's involvement in potentially criminal activities within the hip-hop industry have begun to emerge, highlighting the extent of the alleged criminal network he may have operated, casting further shadows on his influence and actions.
Any of these allegations are proved to be true, it crumbles an empire that so many people used as a blueprint of success.
The town is abuzz about Diddy's alleged freak-off sessions, where illicit substances and illegal intimate activities reportedly took place. Accusers suggest these events were videotaped. In a lawsuit by Rodney Jones, it's claimed that recordings exist of celebrities and executives engaging in illegal acts without their consent. Jones also alleged that Diddy partied with intimate workers and underage girls, requiring all attendees to sign non-disclosure agreements.
This has been one of the most troubling things.
Given Diddy's determination to shield his private life, it's unsurprising that the disturbing details of his gatherings took years to surface. Adding complexity, federal authorities recently raided his properties in Miami and Los Angeles, actions reportedly influenced by Jaguar Wright's collaboration with the feds to dismantle the music mogul's operations. These raids could significantly impact Diddy, potentially exposing the extent of his legal troubles. Such developments cast a long shadow over his career, threatening serious repercussions for him and those complicit in his alleged crimes. The outcomes of these investigations could be pivotal in addressing the accusations against him.
He's got guns, and he's got semen-coated fucking VHS tape.
The ongoing investigations into Diddy's alleged criminal activities could drastically affect his influence and future. Despite threats and fear among victims and accomplices, Jaguar Wright continues to expose unsettling truths, earning public support. Comments online hail her courage, with one user calling her a queen and another warning Diddy of potential premeditation charges if harm comes to Wright. These developments suggest that Diddy's legal troubles are far from resolved and could impact all involved. What are your thoughts? Could Diddy be attempting to protect himself by suing whistleblowers? Is Jaguar in danger? Share your opinions below and check out my other videos for more insights.